Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be making a beginner's guide for the year of 2022. So basically I've made videos on this in the past and I would recommend watching those videos first if you haven't already seen them for the best start in GTA. But this video is just going to be recapping everything that came out in the year of 2021 leading up to 2022. So I'm just going to be covering the stuff and some other tips and tricks throughout the video, but mainly it's going to be that sort of thing. And again, before the commentary fully starts, I can't stress enough how all the complaints that this video might get for not being able to afford an agency or an auto shop, I will just stress that you have to watch the first two beginner's guides that I've done just to be able to afford the stuff in this video, as this is sort of late game sort of unlocks that you can get. There are a few tips and tricks thrown in there, but I'm just letting you know now that this is going to be quite an expensive video just for the agency and the auto shop alone, probably requiring around 8 million to be able to buy everything in this video. So just let me know if you've got any problems. I just thought I'd let you know that before the video probably starts. Now the first thing I'm going to mention is daily collectibles. They offer bonus cash and RP upon getting every single collectible in a day. So I'd recommend doing that if you're a new player. If you can, maybe the hidden caches might need a submarine or Toreador being the fastest way to do it. Treasure chests are on Cayo Perico, and the shipwreck you can do starting at any point. You don't need any kind of vehicle specifically to get them. And the shipwreck just so happens to be the one that can unlock you this outfit. The other collectibles don't give you any kind of outfit like that. Number 2 is trade prices. Now this usually unlocks by doing tasks relating to the missions that came out with the same update as the vehicle. For instance, this is the Jubilee, and to get the trade price you need to complete 20 security contracts, which will take some time, and it would be worth doing, as later in the video I'll mention what security contracts actually does and how they can benefit you in a significant way. But for vehicles like the Jubilee, I wouldn't recommend buying them until you have the trade price, because the vehicles themselves aren't amazing. Vehicles like the Oppressor are amazing, so you would probably buy that without the trade price, as it will make up for it in the long run. However, some other vehicles like the Zaba aren't really worth doing. But vehicles like the Hydra require you to actually complete something to fully unlock them in the first place. There's no trade price for them, as you just won't be able to do them until you've done what you need to do for them. So I just thought it'd be worth mentioning that quickly. Number 3 is ROCKSTAR remove adversary modes and jobs from the game just to free up space for some reason. So if you're a returning player and looking for a specific adversary mode or something, you'll realise that it might not actually be there, and that's because ROCKSTAR have probably removed it. But don't worry, sometimes they add these adversary modes back in weekly events. It's just odd why they do this, considering there are other bigger things in the game that could be doing with being removed. It's just weird. Number 4 is the auto shop passive income. Now basically you'll need to own an auto shop for this, however I will mention later on in the video why that's worth it. But once you do that, you'll notice that random cars looking destroyed will appear in your garage, and you can customize them as much as you like, or follow the specifications that a random person has given you. Now if you do that, you can then either choose to deliver it by yourself, give it to your AI mechanic to deliver, or you can purchase the vehicle if you like it as well, but that's going to cost you a little bit of money. Anyway, for delivering the vehicle, you will notice you'll get rep for your car meet and cash and RP upon delivery, and the payout's pretty good, to be fair. You do make around $50,000 per car that you deliver, and if you do it AI, you'll only need to pop in, customize the car, and let the AI deliver it. So it's quite a good way of making a little bit of cash, and eventually you'll make your money back for the auto shop, but just by doing this. But there is a better way to make your money back for the auto shop, making it worth it, which I'll mention in a minute. So here's a quick bit of gameplay of me actually delivering the car. You'll notice I get $62,000, and I believe it cost me $20,000 in the first place to customize it, so I made a profit of around $40,000, and you'll notice I got rep for the car meet. Now the next thing is exotic imports. Now straight away I'm going to recommend not doing this daily. I would recommend doing it once or twice just so you get the rep, and it does pay out quite fairly decently. But if you're going to be going for these, do not change session, as it will mess up your car spawns and it will take forever. Okay, but you do get $20,000 per car and then $100,000 bonus for doing all of them, so you'll end up getting $300,000 and quite a bit of reputation for your car meet. However, in the gameplay in the background, I don't get any reputation, as it was delivered before the patch where they allowed you to get rep for it, which was the contract DLC. So most of the stuff I actually ended up doing didn't give me any rep because it was before they changed it. Now, talking of rep and changing, the contracts now reward rep, and as you can see, I've completed 10 and I've earned $1.7 million from doing so. So comparing this to Cayo Perico is a way more effective way of making money. But if you haven't done these in the past, I suppose you can make a quick buck fairly quickly doing each one, and they're kind of unique. They're like mini heists, I suppose. Completing preps will also give you progress towards your reputation and a fairly decent amount of cash, and as you can see, for completing the finale you also get a bit of cash and a little bit of RP as well. After doing a few of these, you'll make your money back for the car meet auto shop. Number 7 is media sticks. So this is basically a collectible as well. It came out with the tuners update first, and then they added a few more in with the contract update. As you can see in the background gameplay, there is a white car that in the car meet that can find with one, which is one I missed out of my video. I'll link that in the top right and in the description. So if you want to collect all of the media sticks, you can look in the description or the top right to complete them. This will unlock you new music for the media player in the radio station, okay? But talking of radio stations, there's an ability to customize how many radio stations actually appear on your weapon wheel, or like radio wheel. So what you need to do is hold your touchpad, go to inventory, radio station favorites, and then you can just untick the boxes of ones that you don't want to see, or just tick the boxes of the ones you do want to see, and ending up it will look something like this. And as you can see, my wheel is a lot smaller of radio stations that I actually listen to. So that's just a random tip that you might find helpful, as the wheel of radios is actually massive. So number 9 is the car meet and test track itself. So this is basically what all the reputation is for. Basically the car meet, if you get reputation level 20, you can take over the car meet and have custom car meets with your friends. I'm not sure how many you can hold, but you'll also notice there's a test track and test prize ride vehicles you can drive, so you can just take them in if you don't actually own them and drive them around. Every week they change, but they sort of cycle between the same sort of vehicles that came out with the tuners update. Every now and again there's a few vehicles, and this is kind of 9.5 of the video. I wasn't going to really mention it as it's not worth grinding towards, but if you want to know what the reputation is for, max level is level 1000 and you'll unlock that outfit there. I'm totally not going to grind for this. I think I'm only level 56 or something like that, and it's just not worth the time trying to do it. Maybe even Arena War is probably more worth it, as you get cooler vehicles from that. Now we're going to be moving on to content that came out in the contract DLC, okay? So number 10 is the ability to fast travel. If you own an agency and walk up to this guy behind the desk, you can select an SUV service to fast travel to random points in the map. The Los Santos Airport and Grapeseed are probably the two that are going to be most used from me, as it will be getting me to my mission areas. But other than that, I probably won't be using this feature, but I just thought I'd mention it if you want to know that you can fast travel. Number 11 is going to be IMANI tech, and this is probably one of the coolest things that came out with this update, as you can turn any personal vehicle that came out in the contract DLC into a personal remote control vehicle. And here's a quick gameplay of what that actually looks like. So if you go into your interaction menu, go to inventory, then go to remote control vehicles, you can turn your RC personal vehicle into a remote control car. Basically, this will make your character disappear similar to other RC cars, and you can drive it around. Now when you exit this using triangle or whatever it is on Xbox, I think it's Y, and I have no idea what it is on PC, it will just leave the vehicle where you left it in the first place. So you can use it to pick up friends and bring them back, and you can also detonate it as a vehicle, but yeah, it will just spawn you nearby where you activated it, not nearby where you ended it. The other thing is the missile jammer, which is amazing for playing in free roam sessions, as it will stop players from being able to lock onto you. And talking of missiles being locked onto you, this one might be quite handy, which is number 12, the armor plating. So it can give you an extra rocket to take in your vehicles, just to make it so that you're a little bit more invulnerable. However, it doesn't make it that much better. It only saves you from one rocket being hit at you, and then the other one will blow you up. Number 13 is out of sight. Now this is basically off the radar forever, but it stays in a certain area. So as you'll notice, there's a 500-meter diameter on this circle, and it will stay here forever. Then it will keep your blip off the radar unless you attack another player or another organization within the circle, which will end the ability. But you could use this for delivering stock or doing some kind of mission in an area that you don't want to be disturbed. Killing AI enemies won't make it disappear. Number 14 is probably my favorite tip in this video, and it's the passive safe income. So the first safe I'm going to be talking about is the agency safe, which can earn you $200,000 in-game days. So it's to be $200,000 every 48 minutes for literally doing nothing. All you need to do is complete 200 security contracts. I know I say all you need to do, but once you've done 200, then you'll go earning $200,000 a day in GTA. So it's kind of worth it, but I'm not going to be ended up doing that for a while at least. As you can see, my wall safe is 13,500, and I've only done 16 security contracts. So it's quite a good way of making money. There are other safes in the game as well, like the arcade one, which will make you money for depending on how many arcades you have, where there are a few cheap ones that you can just put around the arcade duplicating, and that will earn you money as well. But the cap for that one is $100,000, and if you get your cap, you'll notice there'll be a red dollar instead of a green dollar when you can see your safe on the minimap. And the nightclub is also another safe that you can use as well for having high nightclub popularity, which is just annoying to keep up and keep a hold of. So just be careful if you have a nightclub and you're trying to get that up. But you can just keep swapping DJs, and if it's a new DJ, it will give you a good percentage. But if it's a DJ that you already have, it will just keep giving you 10% popularity. So you'll have to buy it 10 times to get max popularity. Wow, I'm talking a lot. Hopefully this commentary is actually okay, but that's pretty much what there is for this tip, so it gives me a little bit of time to talk about it. If you are watching this video and you're finding that I'm talking too much, please let me know in the comment section below, but if this is helping you, that'd be awesome if you could subscribe. Now, number 15 is payphone assassinations. Now, this is a really good way to make money, but you'll only get access to these for completing 3 security contracts as the host in your agency. So if you want to get access to the payphone assassinations, you're going to have to fork out for an agency, but that is also a worth it building to buy if you're starting out in GTA Online. Probably not the first thing you should buy, but it will make you quite a lot of money. What you'll notice is you can get assassination bonuses, which will allow you to earn 80k as a bonus for your assassinations. As you can see right now, I need to pick up a target in a taxi and deliver him to the scrapyard in the crusher. So what I'm going to do is call up the taxi, take the taxi out, drive the taxi to the guy, let him get in my car, and simply drive it to the scrapyard and put it in the crusher. Not all assassination bonuses are this easy, like some of them require you to snipe a bulldozer driver and run someone over, so that's probably one of the hardest ones, but they do make it worth it, and you can do one of these every 20 minutes, so you can earn around $85,000 total. I know I said 80,000 bonus, it looks like it was actually 70. You can see it only took me 2.5 minutes basically to complete, and it was a really good way of making money, and they usually do these at the moment for bonus weeks as it's only just come out. Now, number 16 is going to be the Record A Studios, which is a place you can go to watch Dr. Dre perform live sort of recordings, and there's also accesses the short trip missions, which are probably one of the coolest things to be added to GTA Online since, well, any of the updates actually, because it allows you to play as Franklin and Lamar with one of your friends, and you can do this sort of 3-mission story with different perspectives of who you play as well. So what you need to do is complete the contract DLC contract for Dr. Dre, and then you'll need to wait for a call for Franklin so that you can visit the Record A Studios. That's the only way you can access this unless you have a friend that's already done it and invited you. As you can see, I went up to the door after the phone call, which put me into the mission. I invited my friend, and as you can see in the gameplay in the background in a couple of seconds, you can play as Franklin and Lamar, which is just unbelievable how they finally done something this cool in GTA. Hopefully they do more missions like this, whether it's 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, where you can play as campaign characters. It'd be really cool to see Franklin, Michael and Trevor playable, but this is just good enough as it is, I don't really mind. Number 17 is the final tip, and that is going to be the agency armory, which is an additional bonus that you can buy with the armory agency, and you can use this as a mini ammunition. It comes with every single thing. You can buy whatever you want from the ammunition in this place here, and it also comes with the Mark II weapons as well, and it's got the exclusive stun gun and EMP launcher here as well. So that is the video. Hopefully it has been helpful. I don't know if it has been, but please let me know in the comment section below. I think I've covered some tips that I've missed out in the past, and I'll see you later.